Welcome to the second episode of our series covering recent fleet news. Based on the positive feedback you provided on the first video, we're going to keep going with this series once a month. If you want to check out the other videos in this series as well as our summaries on recent incidents, you'll find them in our playlist called Simple Flying Summarizes, which we'll link to in the description. With that out of the way, let's see what's happened recently with airline fleets. On August 10th, we saw SkyWest Airlines sign a deal with Embraer for 16 E175 jets. These will start landing at the airline in mid-2022. At current list prices, the deal is worth $798.4 million, and while SkyWest operates regional services for United, Delta, American and Alaska, these 16 Embraers will fly exclusively with Delta in Delta livery under a capacity purchase agreement. The next day, we reported that Indian startup AKASA Air has been showing interest in ordering up to 100 Boeing 737 MAXs. The airline is in negotiations with Boeing to secure the MAX for its new narrow-body fleet. A source notes that the airline intends to start operation by early 2022. With India's recent recertification of the type, this should provide much more incentive for AKASA to follow through on its negotiations. On August 13th, we reported that Air Tanzania took delivery of the last de Havilland Dash 8 Q400 to be built for the foreseeable future. The Dash 8 program is currently indefinitely suspended as the Canadian manufacturer has been suffering from low demand for the turboprop. The aircraft was ferried to Tanzania in late July. The next day, British Airways retired the special Airbus A319 that flew the Olympic flame to the United Kingdom when London hosted the Olympic Games in 2012. The 21-year-old aircraft wore a special livery at the time and was known as the Firefly. Registered Golf Echo Uniform Papa Charlie, it departed London Heathrow for the last time, bound for St Athan near Cardiff, where many BA jets have gone for their final flight over the years. The jet is the third of 44 Airbus A319s flown by British Airways, but is the 11th A319 to be retired by the airline. Then Helvetic Airways completed its fleet renewal project, taking delivery of its final E195-E2 on August 15th. The airline is currently the largest operator of Embraer E2s with 8 E190-E2s and 4 E195-E2s in its fleet. Quite a few things have developed with the 737 MAX in recent weeks. Russian low-cost airline Popa officially cancelled its firm contracts for 20 Boeing 737 MAX jets. The airline cited the lack of Russian recertification of the type as the main reason for the cancellations. Furthermore, it stated it had incurred no penalties from Boeing as a result. Across the Pacific, Alaska Airlines announced that it'll convert 12 more 737 MAX 9 options into firm orders. These will be delivered in 2023 and 2024. In the shorter term, we learned that some of Alaska's 737 MAXs would come from Samoa Airways and Sun Express Germany, neither of which wanted to follow through with their orders for the type. Later in August, we learned that Korean Air intends to retire the Airbus A380 within 5 years. The plan affects Korean Air's fleet of 10 in addition to the 6 from Asiana Airlines, with which Korean Air is merging. The week after, we found out that Qantas was recalling 5 A380s as soon as July 2022, which is incredibly exciting news. At the same time, however, the airline confirmed 2 of their 12 A380s would not return to service. CEO Alan Joyce calls the 2 aircraft, quote, surplus to requirements. However, the airline says the remaining 10 A380s will be back in the air by 2024. On August 19th, the 10th Airbus A350-900 was handed over to Japan Airlines. The delivery of this jet leaves just 3 A350-900s outstanding on an order that dates back to 2013. On August 24th, Delta Airlines announced that it had augmented its order for Airbus A321neo aircraft by 30 additional jets. This will bring the airline to 155 firm commitments for the A321neo, with options for 70 more aircraft. It's expected that these aircraft will be used to replace aging Boeing 757-200s, as well as take over for older A320s, while providing more capacity on the same routes. That same week, Latam Brazil received its first Boeing 787 Dreamliner, coming from its Chilean sister airline. The widebody will help Latam push its long-haul connectivity from the Brazilian market, following the surprising lease rejection of the former Airbus A350 fleet. On the topic, Latam Brazil captain and instructor Celso Giannini Oliveira said, "The certification process of the B787 fleet into Latam Brazil is motivation and a career opportunity for our crews. It's also an important step towards efficiency and sustainability, an important push for the Brazilian aeronautical industry." We then found out at Air New Zealand's end-of-year results that it would be simplifying its fleet over the coming years. Indeed, by the end of 2028, the airline plans to operate just 2 aircraft types in its main fleet, Boeing 787s and Airbus A320s. Its regional turboprop fleet, however, will stay the same. This will see the airline phase out its 777-300ERs. The first of these is due to leave the fleet soon and return to its lessor. The remaining 6 will stay until 2025, when they'll gradually be phased out. Staying in the region, we found out that near the end of August, Virgin Australia would be adding 9 737-800s to its fleet. The airline believes that as more people get vaccinated for COVID-19, there'll be a surge in domestic air traffic. The first of the leased aircraft is scheduled to arrive in October, followed by the rapid delivery of the remaining aircraft. At the latest, all 9 new planes are expected to be at Virgin's Brisbane hub by February 2022. Well, as usual, we weren't able to cover everything in this video or go into as much detail as we would have liked. But as with all of our videos, there's a more detailed corresponding article on simpleflying.com. Check out the links in the description to learn more, and as always, share your thoughts on this video and any other fleet changes we covered by leaving a comment. In addition to our daily YouTube videos, Simple Flying publishes over 150 articles and a podcast every week. If you're looking for the latest aviation news and insights, visit simpleflying.com. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe before you go.